Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and are having a flare-free day. In today's video, I wanted to do a quick message to those that were just diagnosed with endometriosis or adenomyosis. I know how daunting and confusing that diagnosis can be, and having a name to your pain finally can bring up so many emotions and feelings. So from someone who has gone through it and knows how complex those emotions can be and that journey can be, I just have so many things I want to say to you, and how incredibly proud, number one, I am of you to have advocated so much to get to where you are today. In this video, I'm just going to talk through some things that I've learned in my journey that might help you on the start of yours. And if that interests you, then please keep on watching. The number one thing I want to say at the beginning of your journey is that you did not cause endometriosis or adenomyosis. I find at the beginning of my journey, I blamed myself a lot for that diagnosis. And I said, is there anything I could have done differently? Or, was there any missteps that I did in my nutrition or my diet or my exercise routine, or where I lived? Did my environment impact it? Or was it genetics? Again, there's not a lot of research on endometriosis and adenomyosis while this video is being filmed. I'm hoping by the time you watch this video, there's more research out there, but you didn't cause this, and you didn't do this to your body. And I don't want you to put that blame on yourself, because it can be a heavy burden to carry if you're feeling like that nonstop at the beginning. And I know that those thoughts will be there, and it's inevitable that we'll think that way. But if I can say anything, is to not have that burden on your shoulders for too long. You didn't cause this. It's nothing that you did wrong. You're not alone in feeling that way, and I just want you to know that you can let go of that burden of feeling that blame or that thought process, because you didn't cause this to yourself. So that's my number one message to you. You did not cause this to yourself. Okay, message number two for you is that you are not alone. When I was growing up, I never heard about endometriosis or adenomyosis. There was no such thing discussed in sexual education classes, health curriculums, friends, family, social media. I think it's becoming better, and endometriosis and adenomyosis are becoming more commonplace, and individuals are understanding more about the nuances around endo and adenomyosis, and that it's not a taboo topic to talk about, but we still have a long way to go. And so without having those conversations growing up, I always felt alone in the pain I was feeling. And when I had my period every month, I just felt like I'm the only person that has painful periods, or I'm one of the unlucky ones that had painful periods. And I felt alone in that, because all my friends and family, I never was surrounded by those that had painful periods. And I just felt so alone and isolated, and to be honest, weird, because I felt blame on my body for being different. And I want you to know that you're not alone. Right now, the research is 1 in 10 individuals have endometriosis, which is an amazing amount of individuals that was not in my friend group, but I was surrounded by others in my high school and my university that suffered with endo silently, because either we were scared to talk fluidly about it, or we didn't have the name to the pain. We didn't have that research behind it. And I want you to know that you're not alone, and that there are so many individuals around the world that suffer with endometriosis and adenomyosis. And it can be really scary and lonely in the journey, and there are aspects that still remain lonely, especially when you go to waiting rooms or doctor's appointments and you feel like you have to advocate on your own because you're the one that feels that pain. But I want you to remember in the back of your brain that a lot of other people are in the same boat as you, and they're going on those appointments alone, and they're going and they're advocating for their bodies and their health, and you're not alone in the pain that you're feeling. So that's my number two message for you. You are not alone. My third message to you is that you know your body best, and your voice is your number one tool in your journey. Now, you've worked so hard to get to where you are today in your endometriosis or adenomyosis journey. You listened to your body, and you knew the signs and symptoms and signals that outline that something was not right to get you to this diagnosis or suspected diagnosis. And that is not a small feat. It took me 12 years to go through the healthcare system, back and forth with doctors. I had around 8 to 11 doctors that told me different things, and I didn't take no for an answer, and you didn't either. And that is something to be extremely proud of, and I want you to just revel in that amazing confidence and determination and strength that you had, and tenacity to get to that stage, to have an answer or at least a name to your pain. And you know your body best, and that's going to continue throughout your journey with endo and adenomyosis. Having a name to your pain is a great first step, but there is a lot more that comes with the journey, such as pain management options or additional resources for support. There's just so many things that come up with the journey that a number one thing I would say is that you know your body best. And if the pain management methods aren't working, or the medication that they give you or prescribe you is making you feel itchy in your own skin or not like yourself, you know what works for your body. And if you're not feeling like yourself physically or mentally, then it's something to keep an eye on. And so using your voice to be confident and to say what you're feeling, and to say that things aren't feeling right still, or to say that you're not comfortable with a certain doctor that keeps dismissing you in your journey, then that's something that needs to be seen in your journey. And I know that it can be really daunting to use your voice and to speak out and to be different from the crowd and to say, you know, actually, no, I don't necessarily agree with this option for myself and my body. It can be really challenging, but your voice is your number one tool. It is going to get you far in your journey. It's going to be the number one thing that can be used to get the resources that you need to actively create a better journey and more sustainable journey and a more effective and pain-free journey. So your voice is your number one tool, and you know your body best. So please just keep remembering that in your journey. Okay, this one's a bit hard, but I want to say it to you now. There will continue to be ups and downs in your diagnosis and in your journey with endometriosis or adenomyosis. Having a name to my pain allowed a weight to be lifted off of my shoulders, but a lot of other emotions and feelings came to the forefront. I've been 2 years now with a name to my pain, and I still have ups and downs. I still have days where I'm like, what is going on with my body? Or, you know, what type of medication can help me? Or is my nutrition off? And there will be days where you'll have some lows, and I want you to know again that you're not alone in those feelings. It's so important to keep talking to your doctor, again, using your voice as your tool, or your friends or your support network to just say, listen, I'm not feeling like myself, and my journey is a little hard right now. I've had moments in my journey where my flare-ups were worse, and some days they're a lot better, or I can do things I used to love to do without any pain, and some days you do have pain with those same things, and you can feel like you're going backwards in your journey. And so it's normal to feel those ups and downs, and it's normal to feel frustrated with that because you feel like you have a rhythm and a rhyme to what you're doing, and then it doesn't work the next day or the next week, and it can be really frustrating. But I want you just to know that it's normal to have ups and downs. I just want you to know that there will be light at the end of those hard days. And if you can keep remembering that in your journey, that the good days will return, and I promise you they will, then it'll make the journey a little bit more manageable. And again, you're not alone. You're not alone. My next message to you is that your endometriosis or adenomyosis journey will look different than others with endo or adenomyosis. And this is a really strange thing to wrap my head around at the beginning, because I thought that I had to be on the same medication or the same journey or the same surgery path as others, and I thought that that would be the path that would work specifically for my body. And that is not the case. Just like all of our bodies and our experiences, our journeys with endo or adenomyosis are different and complex and diverse, and what may work for my body may not work for your body or someone else's body in their journey. So one medication may work for you and it may not work for me, or a surgery may help alleviate pain, but for some others, some have been on a journey where their surgeries have been 6 or 7 times over the course of a couple of years because they still don't have that pain management or that pain relief. And so it's really important to not compare your journey to others. It's really important to recognize that, again, it's going to look different, and that can be frustrating as well, being like, oh, I wish that worked for me is the same way it worked for you. And that's just something to keep in mind, that it's okay to have a different journey. It's okay to be a little bit different, or to pick a different path that works for your body. If you want a more natural path, then walk that path and investigate those pain management options. If you want a path that has medication to support your mental or physical health in line with a doctor's recommendations, then that's the path that you should walk down. Whatever you feel comfortable doing in your own body, I am a sole believer that it can look different, and I want you to feel confident and proud of the journey that you walk, because you've made that decision for yourself and your body and your health. And the final thing I'll say is that it is so important to use the word no. And I don't know about you, but I am definitely working on my people-pleasing skills, and especially with a chronic illness journey, we want to show that we're able and capable to take things on and to say, no, I'm supposed to be here, or no, I'm okay, I have the energy to do it, but we may not. We just want to show others that our chronic illness isn't holding us back, when in reality, it's okay to have that time to rest, and it's okay to have that time to just say no and to look after your health and do things that make you feel recharged and re-energized in the way that works for you. So if I could say anything on your chronic illness journey going forward, it's to practice saying no, and to be okay with saying no, because it's totally okay to say no to things. So that's something that I would want you to know and to carry with your journey going forward. At the end of the day, I hope these tips and tricks help you at the beginning of your journey. And I want to just say how incredibly proud I am of you, and how hard I know you've worked to get to this stage, to get a name to your pain, and to get that weight off your shoulder. I know how many emotions come with that, and it's okay to cry and to laugh and to do whatever you need to do to just acknowledge that journey that you've been on for probably a long time. I know how strong and determined you are, and I know that this journey is probably feeling a little bit daunting and a little bit scary, but again, I want you to know that you're not alone. You are not alone, and I'm just so incredibly proud of you. And if you need anything, my comments are there, my DMs are here on Instagram, and I just want you to know just how incredibly proud I am of you, and you've got this. You've got this. If you're someone watching that has endometriosis or adenomyosis and has any other tips or tricks for those that were just diagnosed, feel free to pop them in the comment box below, because I'm sure it'll help others as well as myself continue in the journey with a chronic illness. I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.